are now walking in the Herc's world. You are now walking into Herc's world. Aye.
Discussion that we need to hear. Topics they be scared to touch. Parties say we do too much. Herc, I think they scared of us. Meaning this is filled with hits. How you turned up like a jit. You are now in Herc's world. If you love her, had your chick. You are now in Herc's world.
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 And y'all know how we do. It's me, the Big Herc, and you tuned in to Herc's World, man. Season 5, episode 5. We are still talking co-parenting. Last week's episode did so well, and there was such an overwhelming response of people wanting to tell their co-parenting stories. They said run it back. So who am I not to listen to my people and not run it back? So we are talking co-parenting again this week. Shout out to Shantae and T Squared for coming through kicking with me last week. I pray and hope that their co-parenting situations continue to be harmonious and everybody grows and thrives, and y'all don't have no issues, with the exception of that last child of Shantae's. Look, if y'all listen to the episode, I may have called that man a bitch ass nigga. Do I apologize for that? No, because that's just not what I'm gonna do. Do I have the full story? Let's say this. Do I have both sides? No. But from what I've gathered, it was some bitch nigga shit. And until I hear the other side, it's still some bitch nigga shit. The clip I posted, from the bottom of my heart, it's still fuck you. Like, you don't just talk about bad. You don't talk bad about nobody kids. And if you out here talking bad about somebody kids, fuck you and eat a dick. I shouldn't say. Well, I'm passionate about kids. Y'all know Herc love the kids. Anyway, that was last week. This week we're doing more co-parenting, talking more. We got a different panel of people that are gonna come on and give their stories and their situations. So stay tuned, buckle up, and don't go nowhere, because I think this is gonna be more interesting than last week. Because one of these stories I know a little bit about, and let's just say he gives off unstable creature vibes. So stay tuned. Welcome back to Herc's World. I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, Big Herc. And if she says I'm not, that hoe's a liar. So I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to let the panel go around and introduce themselves, and we're going to get straight into it. So y'all come off mute, tell the people who you are, and let's get started.
Hi guys, my name is Ashley L. I am a native of Holly Springs, Mississippi, by way of Memphis, Tennessee. I am the mother of 3. My co-parenting situation is a little strange. I feel like it changes with probably whomever my kid's father is dealing with at the moment. So it's a little on again, off again. I try to keep things as simple as possible. Sometimes it doesn't work. So, yeah, we'll get into it a little more later.
That man just want his family. Tim, what you got, man?
What's going on? I'm Tim Jackson out of Chicago, Illinois. I've got 2 children, one 11, about to be 12 on the 10th of November, and my son, he's 2, just turned 2 on September 30th. Where I look at my co-parenting situation is it's right now it's as good as it can get. My son's mom and I, thank you, son. Thank you. I appreciate you. Come here, baby. Thank you. I appreciate you. My my daughter's mom, of course, she's almost 12. We've been broken up 12 years now, maybe something like that, 11 years. So we're thick as thieves. You know what I mean? We're like best buds. It's not a problem. She moved to LA, I would say 3 years ago. My daughter was maybe 8, 7, about to turn 8, something like that. And of course, that caused some friction, but we're good now. And then my son, he's 2, so his mom and I broke up a year ago, recently, and so of course it's rocky, and but I think we're starting to make a turn in the right direction. So that's my situation.
And last but certainly not least, you heard her voice before. I told y'all she was coming back. Tell the people who you are.
Hi, I am Kisha, and yes, I am back. My situation is I have 2 children, and I have one angel baby. So I do have 3 baby fathers. Don't y'all judge me. My oldest, he is about to be 18 in January. I have a senior. And as far as me and his father, we don't talk at all. I have been barred from knowing his phone number. I have been barred from knowing exactly where he lives. I know no pertinent information about him. So if anything was to happen to him, I don't know how I would inform his child of that because we don't talk at all. And that happened after I got married. And my daughter's father, it's just I can't trust him with the well-being of our child. And my husband is her father. He is the one who is truly has been a father to her, for her, and been in her life for a very long time. So that's my situation. Oh, and my angel baby, the Lord, I hurt and I think about it a lot. I'm very sad about it. He would have been about 12, but the Lord kept me from that young man because he is a lunatic. So I think the Lord was like, baby, I don't think you're ready. Let me have this little baby. You know, I know you hurt. I'm here with you, but the Lord was like, but this ain't what you want for your life. So I think he kind of saved me in that sense. So that's my situation.
Okay. Okay, so we got 3 different stories, 3 different points of view. Um, I'm messy as hell, so I'm gonna go straight to Ashley. Um, that man get that now. You have 3 kids. It's about the same guy.
Same guy. Yes.
That man just want his family back. What you mean co-parenting changes with based on the situation of the girl?
I think we're both aware that that situation would never, ever, ever happen again. Um, God placed him in my life. I got the blessings that were meant for me out of the situation. And yeah, he's gonna have to move on. I really don't know what it is, to be honest with you. Um, I feel like in a lot of for the most part, this is what I feel. I feel that we lack communication because if he's in a good space with me, if someone isn't comfortable with it, then that creates an issue with he and I based on another person not being. Don't get me wrong, it has not been all bad. You get what I'm saying? There are times when we actually do have points where we can communicate, hey, well, the kids need this, the kids need that. He does not appreciate the fact that I'm as vocal as I am, I think. Because this is just from my personal viewpoint. I understand that if you're living in the house with individuals, um, and they have a child, you know what I'm saying? You're in the house with them. You're taking care of your household. Of course, the child is going to be included. Okay. Let me just clear that up. I wouldn't look at you as a man if you weren't doing that and you were with that child's parent. I'm just going to be honest. However, I do have an issue when the things that you need to do or you're asked to do for your kids goes neglected, but you're still making sure that somebody else's child is okay for the sake of not having an issue with that individual, if that makes sense. So there's never a point where I want you to neglect your duties within your household, but I want you to understand that you have 3 children, right? That may not require a lot, may require you to pick them up from school every once in a while or do something, extra. They may have a game or they may have something going on. Do I expect you to put them on the back burner to make sure you go get someone else's kid from school? Now that's when I feel like that baby has a father like my kids have a father. So if you can do it, why can't her dad do it? You know what I'm saying? So now that's the only part that will will ever really have an issue on, because you will not this. I don't mean any harm, but you can't put mine on the back burner and neglect them, but make sure you're fully available for someone else's. I have an issue with that.
That's
I,
tough.
I,
Can
I,
I interject?
Yeah, I
go
would
ahead.
like you to step
Absolutely.
on this too after you.
Yeah. I understand you completely, Ashley. I understand it completely. But every a father is not always present for their other child.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
should you all try to figure it out how you all can work together and maybe somebody else can pick up one child and pick up the other child? Yes, I totally agree with it. In a situation where it's children on both sides, nobody child should feel neglected.
There
And
you
like
go.
you said, if you got your own children and you're putting them with another family, sometimes it does take that extra, you are my priority over the other person's child, because you don't want your child to get lost because they're not in your household. I understand completely how you
Mhm.
feel. But yeah, sometimes the other dad ain't there, Ashley.
Yeah,
But
please allow me to retort. Uh, so my son's mom has 3 children. So she had 3 children when we got together, what have you. And no, I'm not gonna talk bad on the father of those children. Let's just say that I was able to do a little more than he was, and that start of doing more became more and more and more. Um, which as a man, it's hard to balance that between somebody you really caring for and these kids you bringing into your life. And like I said, my daughter's in LA, so I'm paying bills every day. You know what I'm saying? Not taking my son's mom is a great provider. She, you know what I'm saying? But being in the child's life, those children's lives as a father for 3 years, I definitely felt like, and we had words about it. And it wasn't her trying to manipulate the situation or anything like that. It's just what it was, trying to survive and make sure the kids got what they need and getting to school on time and got clothes and the bills are paid and this and that, you know, where it's like, and also, mind you, this is at a time where I'm going from making a little bit of money as a black man to becoming an adult and making a little more money as a black man. And, I'm sure my daughter felt it. I'm sure her mom felt it. And I felt it. And my relationship felt it, as far as me being like, I'm doing more for these kids than I never did for my daughter. And she ain't no baby. She, you know what I'm saying? She old enough to see what's going on and feel what's going on. And then even when she comes home to this home that's supposed to be her home, it feels like
She the outsider.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying it's a tough road to plow. Road to
so let
plow.
me ask you this, Tim, since you said that, right? As a father, if your daughter would have come to you and said, well, hey dad, look, this is how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like whenever, and these are things that my kids have said, okay?
Mhm.
Now, keep in mind, my twins are 10 and I have a 12-year-old, right? So they're becoming old enough to really understand what's going on around them, okay? So,
Right.
as a father, how do you respond when your kid comes to you and say, well, hey, dad, look, I'm feeling like whenever it's something that we need, you can never do it. You're never there. There's always an excuse, or you're saying you're coming, but you never come. But then when we come over here and we talk to this other kid, it's your daddy did this for me. Your daddy
Yeah.
did that for me. Me and your daddy went to the movies. Your daddy got me XYZ for Christmas. And hold on, not only that, as the father, as the dad, you're telling them, well, hey, I'll use Christmas for an example, okay? On Christmas, I can't even tell you that my kids had anything to open up at his house, right? But when they went over there, the other child was there saying, this what your daddy got me. Look, this what your daddy got me. Look. So
I'm
then
listening.
you're telling my kids, oh, your stuff is on the way. It's coming. It'll be
Oh.
here. It got lost in limbo. It got stuck in transit on the way here. You see what I'm saying? So as far as Christmas, I don't even think they really seen anything that was supposed to be Christmas until maybe the end of January, the beginning of February.
Well, check
But
this out. I'm
Well,
sorry to cut you off. Go ahead. Go
well,
no,
ahead.
I'm
so
saying, but
My
we're
bad. Herc.
but as a kid, once again, I'm saying, well, daddy, this is how I feel. I'm feeling like you're not really coming through for me when I need, and that's not just with materialistic things. Don't get me wrong. That's
Yeah.
still, I call you, like my oldest son plays basketball. That's even if I call you and say, Dad, I want to go to the basketball court for, for like an hour. Okay, daddy coming. I don't hear from you and I don't see you. So then what? Where do I go as a kid besides I start harboring resentment in my heart? But when the mother comes to you, it makes it look like it's personally coming from me. And so then it's making it look like, oh, you're bitter and you're this and you're that. When the reality is, I feel like I really got away. Like I said, besides my kids, I got away. So
Yeah.
it's not that, but at the same time, as a mother, I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to figure out, okay, well, what do I say? Because then I find myself overly exerting myself to make sure it's all done, to make sure they get where they need to go, to make sure they have the things that they need. Not only needs, but wants as well. We're parents, we know how it goes. They don't
most
need it, but we
definitely.
get it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, as a
Hmm.
mother, how do you balance that? How do you balance it? What do you do?
I would
So,
say, go ahead,
so,
Herc. Go ahead, Herc.
so I'm gonna answer because I was in that similar situation not even 6 months ago. So, my oldest daughter lives in Alabama. Um, my son is here in Memphis, and then my girl, they has two kids, two girls that are mine. Um, and the conversation kind of went, hey, like my oldest daughter kind of felt like, well, damn, you do all this stuff for the kids that are there, and I don't really get nothing. And I kind of felt some type of way, but I had to sit back and think, like, well, yeah, like the kids that are here, they are gonna get a little bit more. They are gonna get a little extra attention. They are gonna get that, immediate whatever they need. Um, my oldest daughter, who's in Alabama, is gonna kind of get not necessarily the leftovers, but if you ask me, she get more than all the other kids anyway, because the other kids didn't get it. Other kids don't get an allowance. Like this chick gets $20 a week just because. Like, hey, whatever you gonna do, here it is. But her mom kind of like brought it to my attention, like, why is it that when you do stuff for your other kids, you know, my daughter doesn't feel included? And I said, well, that's not true. Like, she gets everything first. Now it may seem like she's not included because she may get the text message late, but if anything, it's all I always try to put it to the point where it's like, hey, everybody's on an equal playing field. Everybody's gonna get some either the same time or something similar, so that it doesn't arise an issue or there's no ill feelings. Does it happen like that? Yeah, because some kids are petty and they like to show shit off. That's just kids being kids. But what you got, Tim?
Well, a lot of it comes down to from the father aspect. It's just you just try to love your kids the best you can, and as they get older and they're mentally able to understand what you're talking about, man, you just be real with them on what your situation is. You know what I mean? If you ain't got no money, you ain't got no damn money. And that's just the damn fact. You know what I mean? Like my daughter in LA, she know I love her. She stayed the summers with me. But her mom, we got such a good relationship. Her mom gonna kind of smooth stuff out. I'm gonna smooth stuff out. But also, I'm blessed. I got a whole support system over here. You know what I'm saying? My daughter was the only kid and my only grandkid, niece, nephew, everything in my family for 7 years, 8 years. So she is, even when I was in a relationship with my son's mom, the other kids were getting ingratiated into the family, but it was about Kylie. You know what I'm saying? The other kids come to Christmas. Now at their house, I got a bunch of gifts for them. You know what I'm saying? Me and her mom, we didn't put the money together, got a bunch of gifts. They come to my mama's house. It's Kylie Day. It's Kylie Day, baby. Y'all all got gifts. But this Kylie legit grandparents. These are legit aunties. And so of course that would cause friction on the other end a little bit. But folks have to understand, y'all still got grandparents. Y'all still got, you know what I'm saying? Y'all still got.
And that's kind of what it comes down to. Like, and it's no shade. It's just kind of like, hey, like it's Kylie Day. Yeah, like she been here.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So I don't want you to feel neglected. But I just spent $400, $500, $600, $800, $1,000 in our house on Christmas. You know what I'm saying? I'm not able to. Now I didn't got my daughter something nice. I'm gonna get her something nice. I'm gonna get her something real nice. But her mom and I are gonna work together to do our best. Her mom. My situation has been different. I was a musician for a long time. I'm still a musician, but to put it in perspective, I used to live off being a musician, and now I work IT for the Department of Transportation, and I got my own band that travels the country, and I train kids in baseball. I'm taking a little break from that for a second, but I went from somebody that probably was making $25,000 to $40,000 a year to a lot more than that.
He was a starving artist.
But so was her mom's a singer too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she's involved in so many things. She has so many people that's able to pour into her life that it helps me. And the main thing my daughter wants from me is to be present. So don't lie. You know what I'm saying? So I think the thing that we're talking about is integrity. You know what I mean? That's what's gonna help your kid feel loved, is just having integrity. Like I've been around kids. I'm not gonna mention which kids and who did what and all of that. But I've been around kids when they're waiting on their dad to call and waiting on them to come pick them up, or he said he was going to do this and he's not doing it. And anytime that I'm going to fall short of what the understood goal is for something at a time, I'm going to be right out front and honest with it as early as I can. And it's all for me. It's always about supporting my child's mom. I'm lucky enough to have two mothers of my children that are going to make sure my kid is good. And I don't have any animosity towards them. And I'm trying my best to just get better within myself. You know what I mean? So now I'm in a situation where I can really take care of my son and my daughter without any help. And that still pulls on my integrity as far as the relationship I have with my son's mom. You know what I mean? Like we lived together. I was a big impact on their life for 3 years. You know what I mean? And now I'm gone. So it's not just me gone as a person. Those finances are gone. That thought process in the house is gone. And as our relationship continues to get better, I hope to be able to be still involved in their life as much as possible because, I care about them and I don't want them to feel like I
Just because
don't.
me and mom made
You know,
together.
no,
Yeah.
you family now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You family now. Like I've got a friend of mine, and she's a divorcee, and she's got 7 kids by the same husband. Husband's a pastor. Husband got about 14 kids. Okay, so ex-husband got about 14 kids. You dig? So, but when you go to her house, you gonna see a lot of kids that is related to her kids that ain't her kids. You know what I'm saying? And they all flow through the house. I had never seen nothing like this. This is since I broke up with my son's mom. I had never seen nothing like this. You there, and her ex-sister-in-law is coming through, and everybody cousin, and every kid is in there running around. She cooking on Sundays. She cooking for 30 people. You know what I'm saying? She cooking for, and it's her regular. And so to see that type of love flowing through somebody's home on the regular, I'm like, you know what? My life gonna be different. My life ain't gonna be like, you know what I mean? Like my son's mom and I, we're rocky right now, but we're getting better because we're trying through the hurt of losing each other and the grieving of losing each other and the expectation of what we thought it was gonna be. We're trying our best to get on some common ground, and I'm trying my best to let her know, your kids can come over here. It don't matter, you know what I'm saying. Whatever, we family now. You know what I'm saying. We may or may not want to deal with each other on a certain type of level, but as far as what we gonna build, we're gonna build something where all our kids can play together, all our kids can grow together, and I'm trying to be like Country Wayne out here, man. I'm trying. I'm trying to have ladies like, man, I got with Tim Jackson. I hit the lottery, but that's me. I don't know about anybody else.
Well, I can attest from both ends of the stick, being the parent and being the child. As far as like being the parent and feeling like your child is being neglected and lied to, my biggest thing is, like you said, Tim, I got a good support system. The Lord really blessed me with my support system. I used to be a hairstylist, and all day, all night in the salon, finding somebody to go pick my son up, finding somebody to stay at home with my son. There's a lot, especially when you first starting out in any kind of business and you're trying to find somebody to keep your son. I had a really good support system, and his dad was on board for a while, but it kind of changed. It's kind of his personality. He will be he got all the strengths about him. He can be a good person, he can be a good provider. He has done it. He can be a man of his word, but as soon as he get tired, he tired. It just stops completely. It just stops. No matter whatever it is, it stops. Whenever he tired, he like, I don't want to be an adult no more. I don't want to be an adult. So it just stops for him, even though he is a parent and he only has one child. So on my end is I did overcompensate. I did try to provide more and more for my son than you probably can imagine. I did a lot on what they say on a penny budget. I did a whole lot. And even when my husband came in, he was like, this boy spoiled. How you got him so spoiled? And he kind of had to like break that up. So I did try
I was
to
wondering about that. I actually was wondering. I was gonna say, are you like the lady, putting your kid in the super expensive private school and
No, but I did make sure he went to all the best charter schools. If it's a charter school on the other side of town, you going there. If it's
don't even care about how the daddy feel about it.
No.
I
And
understand.
see, now my husband's on board with it. If I want to get them something or do something nice for them as far as like furthering them or making them better, he on board with it. We done stayed in Whitehaven, and my son went to school on Hess Cross. So
wait, you in Memphis too?
yeah, I'm in Memphis. Because it was a good school.
You sending that boy to UAPB. Stop it now. Stop
right
it.
now, look. Before you go deeper into your story, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back for more Herc's World. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Herc's World. I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, Big Herc. And if she says I'm not, that whole liar. So before we went to break, We were talking. We're still talking co-parenting this week. So Kisha, you were telling us about the dynamic of you understanding what it's like being the child being let down and somebody letting your child down. So finish that, but also kind of tell us. Let's start with baby daddy number one.
Okay.
And we no, well, let me not say baby daddy because we don't like that word.
I
Let's
don't care
No.
what you call it, because nobody, whatever you call it,
child's
does not define
father.
me, baby. I am Takesha. I am a child of God. I am a strong woman. I am a good mother and a damn good wife. So whatever you call
Amen.
me,
Amen.
don't define me. So
Well,
they can call me whatever they want to call me, but don't call me on the telephone because I don't want to talk to them.
we let's talk about child father number one.
Okay.
No,
So
no, 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 no. Let's talk about the child's father that we spoke about in the studio. Tell us that. Tell them that story first.
you got to remind me.
Dope fiend.
Oh, yeah.
Let's start
So
there.
this child father number two.
Let's
So
start with number two.
okay. So with this situation, we don't even communicate. And he I found out later he was on drugs. He was doing cocaine. And I had no idea. I would have never thought this young man did that. And so when he came back into our lives, like he was just like confessing, like I did this, I did that, I did this. And I'm like, where was I? Like, did I like wait a minute?
Now, wait a
And,
minute. How you not know this man was a dope fiend?
he ain't do it with me. He smoked a little weed. We smoked a little weed together. But it wasn't like we smoke weed all day, every day. You know, when somebody got to get high, you would think they got to be high all the time. So
Yeah.
I don't know. So, so when I
It's
found
hard to tell when somebody's off. I ain't gonna lie. It's hard to tell when somebody's
I
off.
did not know, and I should know. I have a drug addict for a father. I had a drug addict for a father, so I should have noticed the signs. I guess I didn't. And he just really confessed all these things that he had been doing, and eventually we broke up because he started doing it again. Like he just tripped out on me and was like, you ain't no good. You do everything for everybody, but nobody else. I'm just like, wait a minute, your words don't even sound right. Like I do stuff for people who don't do nothing for me, but I do stuff for everybody else. I'm like, this don't even sound right. Am I good or bad? Like, which one is it? 'Cause I'm like, is this what's going on? So then after all that happened, he come tell me I was on cocaine. I'm like, what in the world? So it just became like so much instability with him, and whether or not I would let my child be with him. It got to a point where I would go to work and he would be the one that was supposed to be with that child. Get there, he's not even there. So and when speaking to his mother, my daughter has asthma. So I'm like, you guys gotta wipe down everything. It cannot smell like smoke. Oh, well, I don't know about that. What? I'm like, what?
You
I'm sorry.
can't
Was I listening? Was I listening?
you can't wipe down because my baby got asthma.
I'm like, she's allergic to cigarette smoke. Like, can y'all smoke outside? I don't know about that.
Okay.
So that
I don't know if you go see your granddaughter, pimp. But go off.
So that kind of set my mind to like her well-being is not your number one priority. So I had to make a decision because I'm the type of person, I don't do drama and my children come first. Just like I said, Hess Cross from Whitehaven, baby. So so they're my first priority at all times. And then on the other end of being let down, my mother and father, they kind of like partly raised me. My grandmother raised me, and I pretty much kind of like raised myself. So I've had those times where I've sat at the kitchen table because my mother said she was going to come and get me. And I sat there all night crying, just waiting on my mama to come get me. I've had those times, it's not just my mother. And I forgive both of them. I forgive my parents wholeheartedly. Whatever they had to do in their lives, I can't judge them. That's whatever they had to do. I'm over it now. I make my own life. It's been a time where I've seen my father get beat down by the police in front of me. So I've dealt with the letdown. The letdown had me confused for a long time. I thought I wasn't good enough. And before my sister left here, she got on me so bad, and she was like, "Don't you ever think that you are more than enough? They the fucked up ones. They fucked up. It was not you. Fuck them." Like, she was so mad at me. She was like, "I can't believe you feel that way." So, so for a long time, I thought it was just me. Maybe I'm not good enough to love the right way. But eventually, like I said, when I figured out who I was, a child of the Most High God, I knew from there I am good enough. I do deserve good love. I do deserve people being good to me because I'm good to people. So, and not just because of that, but just because that's what the Lord created me for people to be good to me and for me to be good to the people around me. So when I figured that out, a lot of things started happening. So
Can I ask you a question?
go ahead.
Do you feel like the fact that, because this is just my assessment, I know someone else who has who it's always shocking when you hear the waiting on my mother thing. You know what I mean? Now her situation isn't specifically like yours because both of your parents seem to have a few issues going on. But her mom was the in and out of the house. You know what I mean? And the dad was the dad. He report card pickup, seeing the teacher and all of that. But I feel like that gave her a empathy for human life as she got older. Like once, of course, when she was younger, she had struggles, but once her father passed, her and her mother got really close, and just how strong she is now within herself, which I find in most women. Actually, I find that guys we're worse at making decisions. You know what I mean? And little do women know we like, unless you just a jerk. You know what I mean? We pretty much live to make our woman happy. You know what I'm saying? And have a happy life, have a happy home and stuff like that. For most guys,
Maybe.
I would.
I'm just playing.
You know,
I'm just playing.
We know you flogging. We know you
He
flogging.
know he lying. I know this man since high school. He don't want no problem.
I don't want no smoke. I don't
He
want
gonna
no smoke.
Can we all just get along? You know what I'm saying? But I found what you were saying was interesting because you sound like a person who doesn't have a problem with saying no. You know what I'm saying? And to me, when you meet people that don't have a problem with saying no, and they're also loving and giving, they seem to be more centered. You know what I mean? Like able to make their life decisions and be like, look, you might not be happy about what I'm about to say, but I gotta say it because this is who I am, and I love you anyway. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that having because me, I'm a gullible nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm from a 2-parent home. I'm from Chicago, so I'm super Chicago. But then I went to school in the projects, and then I went to high school, a private high school where it was like Saved by the Bell. You know what I'm talking about because he went to high school with me. And so I'm the type of kid that just grew up thinking like, hey, I'm a nice guy. So since I'm a nice guy, things will fall into place. You know what I mean? So I find myself learning lessons that other people that might be from a different walk of life or a little rougher, walk of life as far as within their family had to learn these truths and be able to be like, you know what? I'm gonna do what I got to do to be happy. You know what I mean? Do you feel like the background you came from? Do you feel like that helped you with that?
It helped me. The one thing is I want to do is if you're supposed to love me a certain way, I will get rid of you in a heartbeat. If I feel, and that's something that I've had to deal with too. That's not necessarily a good thing,
Right.
but if you breathe too hard, and I'm like, wait a minute, you promised you was not gonna breathe too hard. I'm gonna be like, let's get out of here.
Not breathe. I
Not
gotta
until
breathe.
you kill and run.
It's just the standard. If you tell me you're gonna do something, I need you to keep your word because I have not had this. So as soon as it looks like you're doing the same thing that I've constantly had, I don't want it. So that's what, like, people always ask me about me and my husband get married within 2 months. How did you know? He kept his word. It's nothing that he has ever told me in the 5.5 years of me knowing him that he has not came through on. He has always followed through. The boy will break his toes off if he can't follow through. And he hate to tell any of us in their house, no. So as soon as it looked like you going in the pattern of my mom, my dad, other people in my lives who have hurt me, I'm like, no, I can't do this because I don't want to constantly feel like that. That young age hurt, as I reflect and look back at what my parents did, it hurt so bad. At the time, you just think, okay, this is hurt. I can go through this. But now that I look back, don't nobody need to feel like that ever. Child, grown up, ever, anybody. So, like you said, it's easy to say no. It's like, no, this ain't helping me. You hindering me. You hurting me. We just gonna cut it out. Well, I'm gonna cut it out.
Shout out to Big Jeff, not the little one. That's my guy. So let's switch gears here a little bit. Co-parenting, whether and I feel like a lot of people don't really understand that when you start co-parenting, it's like literally when you decide to make that decision to lay down with this person, you have said baby. Once this baby's here or this child is here, you don't stop. You don't get to stop co-parenting when they turn 18. It's a lifetime thing. So
can you call my first baby dad and tell him that? Because he just stopped. He quit like a few years ago.
So you done threw the towel in.
That I can't speak for him, but he may be a little off. But no, like it's a lifetime commitment to not only that child but to that person.
That person.
Now, with the exception, and Tim, you got a little bit better situation and it's getting better. But with Ashley and Kisha,
don't get it twisted. It ain't.
I ain't gonna say it's peaches and cream, but it's better, or it could be better, but it's getting there. How do y'all feel like it'll change for the better if it can change for the better? Let's start with Ashley.
So I feel like it can change for the better. But I feel like, to be honest with you, it's going to take my kid's father not being so easily influenced by the things that are said and the things that are going on around him. And I say that because I'm very understanding, right? But I think once it gets to a point when I feel like there's absolutely no talking to you, then I gotta turn into this Ashley and start talking like this. And then you really don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Then you really got an issue with me. So, but right, all that, Kisha, all that. So before it gets there, when there are times and spaces where we can communicate, come to a verbal agreement, and both keep those agreements that we set into play, things will be great. I do not listen. I'm not a co-parent that wants to get into your personal relationship, your personal life, or any of that. None of it, big hurt. None of
Just let me meet the lady in case everybody get kidnapped. Then I can describe her. I can describe y'all.
I won't. And so I've met her. I've been in environments with her, and we've gotten along perfectly. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like when you're away, you know, a lot of times, let's be honest, a lot of times it's not necessarily even the co-parent. It could be the person that he's with that just has a problem with that lady. Okay, we gonna be real. Jealousy is real. Okay, let's put
It
it out
is.
there. And baby, I don't mean no harm, but if you knew that I was struggling to make it like everybody else, you wouldn't be as envious as you are. Okay,
So
if this the situation you want to be in, come on, go on, be in it.
can I ask you
But
a question, Ashley?
huh?
Since you and her have had a conversation, have y'all talked about how things are going as far as like with the progress of your ex and the kids? Have you and her talked about that?
We have not. And even when we have little conversations about little stuff, she'll just say, well, just do like me. I don't pay him no attention. Like that's just
Ooh, I should. I almost said something.
that's just her. And you know what I'm saying? That's her. She's extremely unbothered by him. You know,
Oh,
and so I don't know. I try not to read too much into that. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, y'all business ain't my business. I know I don't want to be in a situation, so please make him happy. Whatever you got to do it. But at the same time, just try to make sure that I think my biggest thing is at the end of the day, all jokes aside, let's just make sure these kids are whether it's the kids in your household or your kids outside of your household. Let's just make sure they're properly cared for. That's all that matters. And I understand there are going to be times that daddy just can't get there. Daddy just can't make it. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately for mama, I can't have those moments. I have to maneuver. I have to switch around and I have to make it happen, which is fine. Absolutely fine because I had those kids. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they're still my responsibility. But I just feel like better communication, better styles of communication. I'll say that. I'm not even just gonna put it on him. That's on both ends because, like I said, I started turning into the neck rolling Ashley when I feel like, you know what I'm saying. So, better
Now,
styles of communication can make it better.
now let me ask y'all this. Now, I know I joke and I be playing. I joke a lot and I play a lot. But was there any point in time where y'all felt like y'all were in Kisha and Ashley eyes, where y'all quote unquote digmatized? And then Tim, did you fall to the power of the mighty PUSSY?
Oh, can
Because
I speak first?
go ahead,
Yeah,
because if we because I can only speak for me, like the power, the like you know when they say that little thing got power, all that little thing got power, and it ain't always good.
Well,
No, go ahead, ladies. I'll tap in.
uh,
I pour my drink.
well, can I? Let me just say this, Keisha, before y'all say anything. Can I tell you something? I think in the beginning of a relationship, when you call yourself in love, everybody be digmatized. Okay.
I ain't talking about in the beginning. I'm talking about after. Well, I'm talking about after the love is gone.
After the love,
But
after the love is gone, all the digmatizations are gone as well. Yes, they are.
for me, I fall in
it be
love.
folks that look. I can't stand that raggedy ass bad mouth.
Go back and get them a little
But
taste.
I'm still finna. Hey, that
For
Johnson just be
me,
hanging to the floor, and I can't get enough of it.
For me, providing turns me on.
Thank you.
Oh
It
Lord.
turns me on.
Oh,
Lord. Here we
And
go.
as far as doubling back, I'm not finna double back, and you full of crap. I'm not finna give a nothing Negro none of this world class caviar coochie.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm not gonna
Oh
do
my
that.
God.
So if you can't do what you're supposed to be doing in life, why would I do that? That my
I just had to
husband.
turn my nigga down when you said that.
Now
I just literally turned this.
I
I turned
mean,
my nigga all the way down. Turn him down.
I am all the way digmatized. I am in love. Y'all niggas can tell me anything about that Negro. I'ma say you a lie. Now that's a different story. Now that one there,
right,
Lord Jesus. I used to tell my sister, I'd be so mad at him. But when Jeffro touched my fingertips, never mind. You know?
right. It all goes out the window, right? But once again, it goes back to like what you're saying. For me personally, I feel like it's mental. You know what I'm saying? I'm a mental person. So once you get in my mental, baby, I'm all in. However, once you do stuff constantly that we have to keep talking about, guess what happened? Then you be sitting up wondering why not, baby. The first couple of times that thing was gushy, but now I need you to come on.
You ain't lying.
You gotta get it together because as long as you got this right here going, she don't flow. Okay? Big Herc don't look like that. Now we just saying.
Herc done left us.
He done left
Herc done left
I done messed him up with the world class caviar.
Oh my Lord. Lord.
That's how we should think about ourselves at all times. And men, that's how you supposed to think about yours too.
Oh well, we do.
Don't let nobody get that Don Perignon dang-a-lang.
If you the right guy, my response to this was gonna be because my son's mom. So I had a high school sweetheart, and we ended up. My son's mom went to high school with us as well, and my high school sweetheart came to college with me. We ended up breaking up because my son's mom and we talked for a little second while my high school sweetheart and I was on a break. So I mean, I always liked her. I was always infatuated with her. So, but through the years where we weren't talking or anything like that, I was a hoe. You know what I'm saying? So let's I can be honest about this. I was a college athlete, and then I became a musician, and so it was just world-class caviar was, being served. So it's not really that, you know what I mean? It's for me, it's more of an emotional tie. You know what I mean? Because sex is easiest thing in the world for a man to get is sex. Let's just be honest about it. Easy to get a woman, hard to keep.
Yes.
Real easy to get her, hard to keep. And if you ain't able to provide financially and all of that, it's hard to keep her. But as far as like, so for me, it was that idea of I've always held this young lady up this high, you know what I mean? And I really, oh my God, I'm so thankful, God. I'm so thankful to the point where I'm blind. You know what I'm saying? I'm blind to the things my family can see or things that I should be able to see, which is, to me, it ties into, the co-parenting ties into how you're able to keep a relationship strong with a person, you know what I mean? And when you go through the breakup, of course, it gets really weak and it gets really fragile. It becomes all of that. But if you're able to get back to some type of friendship, camaraderie, which is also why, like you were saying with Kisha, where your I think it was the second baby daddy started getting on drugs and stuff like that.
Okay, I can say, wait a minute, quit with the numbers. But go ahead. No.
Gotta clarify. I don't want baby daddy number one thinking I'm calling him a crackhead, on coke or whatever, you know what I mean? But those things are so important to be able to know a person well enough to see that when their mental is off. Because if you care about a person, you'll continue to pick up the slack. You know what I mean? And make excuses for them. And sometimes, in our community, we, instead of like knowing it's mental health problems or being like, hey, is everything all right with you? And really digging in on that, we'll just get mad at the person and be like, man, they tripping. Fuck them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Kick them to the curb. And really, and I'm saying this from my own experience. You know what I'm saying? My son's mom and I, we got together a little bit before COVID, moved in together right during COVID. And Big Herc, you just got back home, but you probably didn't hear me say, but my son's mom. I liked her since we was in high school. You know what I mean? I
did too, but
come on. I do good work, man. I do good work out here, baby.
Hey, you are an excellent man of God, but I just know I
look with me every day, brother. You know
Amen.
But I think that actually helps me. I give her a lot of grace, and I think she's getting to a point where she's giving me grace, and just being able to care about the person that you used to be with is such an important thing, I think. But as far as when we got together and while we were in the relationship, all that stuff played a major part. And then after we broke up, as I began to unwind how tied together we were, you know what I mean? That's when I started seeing like, Tim Jackson, what were you doing? You should have stood strong right there. You didn't want that fight to keep escalating. You know, but it's a lot of this stuff comes back to how strong your support system is, and what type of people you have around you that can personally hold you accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like my family's the type of family, like if I go to them, especially my sister's 3 years older than me, she gonna tell me like, you full of shit on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you bogus. You know what I mean? And when you're a person who has that and your partner doesn't, it can cause major friction. But you need that type of stuff to keep you grounded and keep you from just making exceptions for everything that your partner has going on, because it'll run you into the ground. You know what I mean? And that's, like I said,
it'll drain all your energy, especially if they don't mean good.
And the worst thing is when people don't know that they just taking.
No, fuck that. They know. Them folks know. Like, they know.
We was just talking about that, man. Some of that shit is mental health. Some of it is character flaw. And that is some of the way you've been raised and all of that. But some of it is also the ability to be able to recognize a character flaw comes along with mental health. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many crazy people you think you could tell them they crazy?
Yeah, I agree with that. I have somebody that I'm close to. I ain't gonna say how close because then they might think I'm talking about them. But they use people.
You is.
They use people and they no, they use people, but they don't even notice it. They don't feel like they are. They don't feel like it's an issue, but they are users.
Yeah, I mean, and actually to speak on what you were talking about, not being so manipulative. A lot of men, we not used to standing our ground. We black men, we raised in matriarchal families. So when we get with a woman, we ready to, you know what I'm saying? I got a friend of mine, matter of fact, Herc, Lil G, you know what I mean? My boy Gerald Harris went to high school with us. Shout out to him. Shout out to Official, check his music out.
Ashley don't agree with it.
Well, hold on. Let me make my point.
Keisha, I'm just trying to see what a man that he talking about. I think I missed him somewhere.
I mean, we were talking about how your ex succumbs to whoever he's with. Whoever the ladies he's with, he's listening to.
Okay, gotcha.
He got you on that one, Ashley. See,
it's something that a lot of black men struggle with because we're not used. Folks say they want to be led. Folks say they want to be led, and then when you put your foot down as a black man, you get used to backing it up because it's about to become a thing. You know what I'm saying? We don't want it to become a thing, but we'll just take off. We'll be like, all right, baby, I'm gonna try my best. My son's mom, the comparison that she makes to my daughter's mom, it's not even fair to me as a guy sometimes, because it's like, you want me to treat you like somebody that we went through 10 years of this. All this arguing and fighting that we doing right now, I went through that. We went through that long time ago. So it's hard for me to treat you the same way I treat her, but you feel like I'm not respecting you. You get what I'm saying? Not respecting you as I'm respecting her.
Okay.
Now, mind you, it's somebody that it just gets tough.
I'm on the fence about both of that, Tim, because if you gonna have to put your He-Man, your Hercules draws on, because that's another thing about my husband too. I'm just bragging on him. I hope he don't listen to this, because then he gonna be thinking he's doing things.
No, do it. You doing something for the culture right now. Do that.
That's another thing about him.
I'm gonna personally send it to him. Like, hey, right here.
If you can't lead, I'm gonna run over you. If you not gonna take the wheel, I'm gonna go in my direction.
Can I ask you this?
Okay.
How good are you with giving the wheel back? If you got the expertise on one thing, Are you all right with giving that wheel back when he got the expertise on something else? Because sometimes
Well,
I feel like it's hard to pass
well,
it back and forth.
this is where my husband comes in. If I say something and he not agreeing with it, he is gonna say, I'm gonna do this, and this is the way that we gonna do it. And if it go wrong or if it mess up, I take
It's
the
on me.
blame for it.
That's right.
So this is what we gonna do. And that be it. I be like, okay. Like, I can't say nothing then, but okay.
And the important thing about that is, I'm sorry, Tim.
No, go ahead.
For me, that's what you consider a balancing act. A lot of people, and I just like to use this analogy. A lot of people like to ask, even with their relationships, what do you bring to the table, right? So if I ask you that, what's the first thing that you're gonna say? I am the table. I bring the whole table. Not
Not me.
understanding that when I'm asking, what do you bring to the table? I mean, hey, I may not be financially literate.
Right.
Are you?
Exactly.
I may be impatient. Are you patient? Because
Exactly.
guess what? Within this situation, we need to be able to balance each other out. Understanding that it's not a big I
Or
or
a little
small
you.
you,
Yeah.
but we're balancing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I
Yeah.
ain't
So
gonna lie.
put me
You
in a
telling the truth.
situation where we're balancing each other out. I don't want to feel like we're going back and forth and we're fighting against each other when the truth is we should always be working together.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
it's a team, and that's even with the co-parenting situation. We
Exactly.
should be a team. I would hope they would think and hope they would know. I have nothing against you. I have to make sure that you good for the example of our children, and I would
Absolutely.
Yeah.
need to be trying to make sure that I'm good for the example of my children. I've
Yeah.
had people tell me I don't have to respect you. Oh, well, cool. I know what to do.
Right.
I know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I almost said something. I'm gonna be quiet. No, fuck it. Fuck them. I mean, so
crazy.
to a certain extent, no, let me stop. No, I wholeheartedly agree with the.
I want to hear what you got to say. Stand on it and speak.
Well, no,
I
no,
want to
no, no. Wholeheartedly, I do agree that you do have to have respect for the other co-parent. And respect goes it goes a long way. Um, but I'm a firm believer in I'm only going to respect you as much as you respect me. If you don't respect
yeah,
me
that's true.
or you not trying to, not necessarily conform to what I'm saying or listen to what I'm saying, fuck you.
Oh
Struggle,
man.
ho.
You know,
I
I
know
wish,
what
I
to
Shit.
wish,
do.
I wish I had that up in me. You know what I'm saying? That right there, that fucking that Nino Brown that you
It's
talking
come.
about.
Oh, look.
That cancel
So
this bitch, give me another one. You know,
when
I'm about
when
to do it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got it. It didn't hit me. You know
when
what I mean?
so
Wow.
and let's be honest, I literally did not have it in me until I was basically told, hey, fuck you and the horse you rode in on. Um, you can do what you want to do. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I don't give a fuck what you talking about.
Right,
And
right.
I had to kind of adapt that mentality of all right, um, okay, cancel that bitch, bring a new one in. So it's just one of them things where when you are co-parenting with anybody, you know, and we're gonna get into that, in the next segment. When you are co-parenting with anybody, um, the respect factor has to be there. There has to be some sense of give and take. There has to be some type of, like y'all were saying, balance to the point where I ain't gotta like you, I ain't gotta like what you stand for, but I'm gonna respect you enough because we got this kid, we got this, we got these children, and we gotta be on some type of level playing field because these kids is off the chain. So, what it all boils down to is respect. Um, I'm not gonna talk bad about either one of my children's mothers. Just because I feel like one of them gonna hear it and they like, so you on your little podcast talking shit. A little bit,
Please
you know.
believe I'm being careful with what I'm saying.
You
I don't
know,
want no smoke.
yeah. I really need Tim. I really need you to be careful because I don't need baby mama number two. So that's how you feel hurt. That's what you doing. You
She
know.
got them
So, but no.
hands too, boy.
Hey,
I
I'm.
don't want no problem.
That woman scares me. We gonna go to break, man.
Please don't
Stay
say that.
tuned. Stay tuned for more Herc's World. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Herc's World. I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, the Big Herc, and if she says I'm not, that whole liar. Let's go here. It is a situation where you want to be the best the best version of yourself. For not only for yourself but for your children. Let's say that hypothetically speaking, you and your co-parent are in a great position. Y'all communicate, everything's good. There are no issues. Pick up kids on time, everything's good. And you get into a new relationship, you find you a new boo. Your new boo does not like the relationship or the ask of the dynamic of you and your co-parent. To the point where your new boo decides that they want to cause issues within your balance of co-parenting. How do y'all deal with that? Or how would you deal with that? Ash, you go first. Or Tim, you go first.
Yeah, okay. I dealt with this directly. I kind of mentioned it previously. Um, it's a really hard thing. It depends on the person that you're dealing with. I think you just try to be consistent. You know what I mean? You just try to be consistent. I would say as far as my situation, it got hard because I tried to have my daughter's mom and my son's mom speak, but I wanted to be there. And I forget what was going on, but they spoke without me being there, and it didn't go well. And they were never able to recover from that. And I think for me, I just try my best to be consistent and just show love all around and continue to respect because I know what the dynamic of is with my daughter's mom and myself. You know what I mean? And we're so cool and close that it may come off to somebody like, oh man, they must be having sex. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, we ain't had sex in 12 years. You know what I mean? So it's tough in that aspect because people see what they see and they make their own assessment of what they see. And it's hard to convince somebody after they've already told themselves what it is. But I think as you continue to be consistent and try to monitor your actions as far as being respectful of how another person's feels, which is tough because feelings aren't facts. So sometimes you can do something and be like, well, this is what it was. And it can feel like it was more than that. And it's hard to break that down. But I think consistency of how you love people will break down a lot of those walls and barriers. And then not being afraid to, which is something I'm really, really working on, not being afraid to stand on who you are and to make your life what you want it to be. You know what I mean? I think Kisha said it before about her husband. Like when he say what it is, he say what it is, but he also owns it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's something that a lot of black men don't do. If you turn to your lady and be like, look, I know you don't like my son's mom, or I know you don't like my daughter's mom, but this is what it is. And if something happens because of it, and I told you that it wouldn't happen, it's on me. It's my fault. But I need you to ride with me. You know what I mean? So I thought that was extremely impactful, what she said. But I thought that was a good way to handle if your significant other at the time doesn't get along with who your child's parent is. You know, just try to be consistent and let them know you care, but stand on. Don't continue to compromise, because if you're used to doing something, or you're a type of person who deals with people a certain type of way, and you compromise who you are and you continue to compromise who you are, eventually it's going to become friction between you and who you're with at that time. You know, because that's not really who you are. You're just making an exception. And I'm
Well
guilty
said.
of that. I'm super guilty.
Very well said. So, Keisha, I don't know if you heard the question, but the question was, well, in your case, it's different because you married. But if your husband kind of was like, I don't, let's say you were cool with your children's fathers, and your husband's like, I don't really like y'all. I don't like the way y'all kick it. I don't like the way y'all, kind of act around each other. How would you deal with that? Because now, like, y'all married now, like, you can't just be like, well, I'm gonna divorce you. How would you deal with that?
You have to step back and take a look at the situation, and whether or not, first, I know the first thing is always, you got to look and see, have you ever done anything to make your partner feel like you gonna step out with your baby mama or baby daddy? People don't just act a certain way about a situation because that's what they want to do. You've had to give them some kind of insecurity to make them feel like, oh, you friendly with this person that you supposed to be friendly with, and you might step out on me. So that's number one. Look at what has happened in y'all past. And number two, if he has a true concern, okay, baby, what is your concern? What do you think will make it be different, or how can I make you feel better? Now, I ain't gonna lie, I have been the dummy um, with my first son's father. Um, I used to do family day on Sunday. Now I was in a serious relationship with a guy. He was like, family day? He was like, y'all niggas ain't no family no more. And I was like, but I'm like, this my son, dude. I don't give a fuck. He was mad. He was like, y'all ain't no family. He was like, how you think that made me feel? What if I went out with my kids' mama talking about some family day every Sunday? And I was like, oh, yeah. So
What if
sometimes
what if y'all
step back.
combined it? Like, y'all brought the families together, like,
Folks ain't ready
No,
for that, but that would be so dope, Herc. It would be so dope.
but man, his girlfriends wasn't gonna want to do that. He was like, hurry up, drop us off and leave before she get here. Man, me and the girlfriend could be pulling up at the same time with him and the kids in my car. He be like, hurry up, we finna get out. All right, love you, stay by. I had to say bye to the baby all fast. Bye, Trey. And he got to jump up out the car before the baby mama gets there. It wasn't gonna work.
Mm-mm.
So, and he didn't want that neither. He did not want that. Now, my husband, he dope. I mean, we've been in situations where one of the fathers is there, and he cool with it because he know me. I ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. We ain't worried about this situation as far as them coming in between us. Have we had situations or talks about the fathers and how it make him feel? Yes, because by him not being the biological father of my son and him taking on a lot more than his father, that can make somebody mad. Like, why don't we ask him more? And I'm just like, well, I don't want to depend on him.
You just touched a sensitive spot for me,
For
Keisha.
real. For
Like,
real.
you just touched my soul.
Ooh.
You just touched my soul.
But
Cause
see, he really needs to listen to this. So how do we deal with that, y'all? Because I don't feel like I need to keep asking his father for anything, because I'm not gonna beg nobody for nothing. I will ask him one time maybe, and then the rest of my life I'm not asking no more.
All I can say to that, Keisha, Herc, can I get it? And I'm gonna give it to you.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Just make sure you continue to give your husband grace. You know what I'm saying? And listen to the small things in the conversation. Because a man, he not gonna be like, we need to stop right now because I'm about to lose my mind. He gonna be like, baby,
No, it's definitely you right.
he gonna be like, baby, I'm tired. And if you be like, well, we gotta get this done, and he gonna let it go. He gonna keep moving forward. That's gonna be all. Am I lying, Herc?
No, you ain't lying.
He gonna be saying something to you, and I'm saying it from my own experience. Like I said, I'm not talking bad. My son's mom is an excellent woman, and I love her dearly, and I love my daughter's mom. My son's mom's ex-husband, he loved his kids. It was a lot on me while we was together. You know what I'm saying? And for me personally,
y'all see I put the hood on, right?
I don't know if she feels the same way. I feel like his shortcomings hurt our relationship hugely. Because like I told you guys in the beginning, when we first got together, I was to my family, I was ascending. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew, like, oh man, Tim got this going on, he got that going on, he doing well. It's starting to work out. And he's starting to move into who he is. And right when I started to move into who I was, I got with my son's mom. And it went from, man, I really like this lady, her kids are cool, to being like, damn, I'm dead. And that became a lot. You know what I'm saying? Not just the everyday stuff, but the financial stuff. Oh my God. It I'll be honest, when we broke up, I blew up. I walked out. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't want to continue the relationship after I blew up and I walked out and all of that. But the reason I walked out is because nobody was caring about my care. To me. You know what I'm saying? To her, she probably feel like, nigga, I can't, nigga, please. You sound crazy. But for me,
I do this and I did that and I cooked and I did this. Yeah.
Come on, my personal care, my mental health, how my body feel, how my chest feel, how my heart feel. I'm feeling like this because every day is we run it. And I'm doing this for a bunch of kids that ain't mine. You know what I'm saying? So do what you need to do. Put the pressure on that nigga. And stop letting it come home to us. Because you all right with carrying the load and being like, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to take care of the kids. And I'm going to make sure the kids, now that I'm with you, now it's us. So when I say something on it, you like, this just what's got to happen. No, what's got to happen is you need to put your foot on that nigga neck.
Exactly.
You need to get your foot. You need to get your belt straps right. And there's some laws in here for it. Stop taking it easy on this nigga. Get this nigga right, because our stress together. Because we can't even enjoy the money we making. We can't even enjoy the progress we making because we pulling up for this nigga.
I agree.
I'm just saying. Just make sure when that's going on, you continue to give your man some grace, because he might ask him for just go home and get him right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I understand it, and I don't think his biggest issue is doing it. I think he's okay. I know he's okay with it. I think it's come from because he talks to his dad, and his dad kind of like poisoned his mind, and I'm pretty sure he done told him that ain't your daddy. But I think he feels like he's being.
Is it poison or protection? That's what you need to ask yourself.
No, it's poisoning. His daddy is poisoning him, because you may say that's not his father, but he has acted more of a father than you have. I hate to say it. He has been there for him. And
you saying I'm sorry. You saying that your ex-man, the child's father is poisoning the child?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like when he's doing everything that he can for him and trying to be there for him, telling him that I love you and showing him that he loves him, but then his father, come back and may say something and it may cause a little friction in the family. I think that's when he gets tired, when he's like, you might call and ask him, just ask him, can he help us with the senior dues? Because I told him to ask his dad, and he said his daddy just said, I got you, and I don't know what that means. So
that's always tough.
That mean I got you, but you're going to have to remind me 6 times, and I may send it, and I may not. That's
Right.
what that means.
Mm.
Right.
Ashley, before I give Kisha my answer on how to, get the other parent right. Um, you and your child's father. Let's say let's say y'all in a good space. Like
Mm-hmm.
y'all communication is good, and his girlfriend is not causing issues, but you get a new boo and he kind of feels some type of way about y'all's communication or y'all's co-parenting relationship. How do you think you would deal with that if your partner was like, hey, y'all a little bit too close for me and I don't like it?
Um, Considering, well, it depends. And I say it depends because it depends on if we would have previously had the conversation about where we are, about the dynamic of our situation, about all of that. And also it would be contingent upon if my kid's father, you said he's in a relationship, with his girl as well, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Um and I look at it from two different perspectives. Perspective number one is we can talk about it. We can try to come to a resolve. We can try to work out the kinks and the nicks as to why my significant other may be feeling that type of way. The other the second solution would be depending on how far. Well, no, you said me. I just got a new boo. Um, so the easiest thing from that point on, if we can't come to a mutual agreement, new boo gonna have to roll. And I say new boo gotta roll because number one, you knew. Number two, I don't care who you are, you just can't disturb my peace anymore. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm in a happy place, if we're in a great space, my kid's father and I know I am loyal to a fault with my partner or my significant other, then I you absolutely have nothing to worry about. However, you got a role partner because we're not doing that.
Fellas, when y'all see this and y'all see Ashley, notice she used the word loyal to a fault. Slide in her DMs. Just thought of that though. Y'all look, y'all knew I do this. I do it every show. Y'all knew it was coming.
You crazy, boy. Give me 1
Look,
second. I'm setting my son up with some dinner. You know what I'm saying? I'm over
cool.
there cooking if y'all ain't been noticing. You know what I'm saying? Super
Yeah,
dad. I'm out here.
we see you.
We saw you on Daddy Duties. Go ahead, man.
Right.
Right. But Keith, to answer your question, like I kind of feel that I kind of feel that sometimes too. Like, damn, like we out here front the bill for a lot of stuff. Call your mama, call your dad, like, ask your mama, ask your daddy, like, and it kind of came to the point. I was like, you know what? It's my house. You know, I'm in a position to where I can provide and everything is cool. It's just materialistic. It's just time. Like, it's nothing major. Um, but in the beginning, I was kind of like, damn, bro, like, do we gotta do this? Like, do we gotta spend this extra money that we really shouldn't have to spend? Or do I have to show up to this event when the other parent is supposed to be there? Um, and I'll take it a step further. Like before my goddaughter reconnected with her dad, like I would step in certain situations. I'd be like, damn, like that nigga can't do shit. Like he ain't got no money. Like we can't find a nigga nowhere.
Man.
Cool. Whatever. So, it's just like I guess it gets easier over time to kind of deal with it. But in the beginning, I was like, "Hey, call that other nigga, cause I need my money back. Like I done spent $150 on shoes and $300 on tickets and all, and he got to spend nothing, or she ain't got to break off no money. Hey, call them, because I need something back. I need to be reimbursed.
Well, I have a question for you and Tim.
Okay.
Okay. Since you both have a child that lives out of state from you all, Tim, you did not relocate, but your child's mothers did. Would you ever feel like that you could relocate from your child? And Herc, I don't know the situation of why you relocated from your child's mother. Can you explain it? But could you relocate from your child, just up and move to another state away from your child? Is that something that you usually do?
No, I mean, for me personally, it was an incredibly hard decision to make. I think that if her mother and I had not had such rapport, it would have went a lot worse. Not saying it was easy when it happened, because like I said, I had just got with my son's mom, so it felt like, man, as soon as I get with somebody else and it's serious, now you're picking up stakes and moving. But to see what she's been able to help, my daughter's mom, she don't ask me for no help, man. She don't need nothing. You know what I'm saying? She good. She take care of everything for my daughter, as far as how she eat, how she live, what she involved in, putting her in special situations. But could I see myself moving? Yeah. Give me a hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's my baby girl. You know what I mean? Could I see myself moving away from my son? I'll tell you what. My sister said something to me that was extremely profound. I would say maybe 5 or 6 years ago. I had an opportunity to work in Dubai. They had offered me a 6-month contract to sing in Dubai. And I was like, oh, I don't want to miss my daughter. This and that. And my sister works in the entertainment industry. She works, manages certain things for David Banner and India Arie and a couple other artists. And she was like, you know what? Your daughter ain't even gonna remember. You know what I'm saying? Like, do what you need to do to be great. Be the best you could be. And everything else will fall into place. So could I see myself moving away from my son? No, but if the money right. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's something a mother could never. She gonna be trying to figure out, how can I get the son to come with me?
That's a lie. That's a motherfucking lie.
You're right.
If your support system right, if you got people to take care of your kid, go do what you need to do to be great. Because now you get to tell your kid that. You don't get life. Don't get to income. That's one thing I'm learning more and more. I'm 36, and I wish I knew it when I was younger. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna let life box me in no more from being the best person I can be and being happy as I can be. If that means I need to bring my kid with me, I will. If that means I'm moving away from my kid, only way. But that also means that I need to be able to communicate and work out something with my co-parent, where it's like, yo, I'm moving over here. So he gonna have to live with me 6 months or over the summer or 1 year on, 1 year off. You know what I mean? We know how we doing this. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, Big Herc and I went to school with a guy, Chris Gatewood, who would go 1 year at Bloom High School, 1 year at Walter Lutheran High School. Now, when he was a junior, he stayed. Oh yeah. Freshman year, Chris Gatewood was at Walter. Sophomore year, he was at Bloom, which is in South Suburb, total different area, not out of state, but far enough away from each other where you're like, oh, your parents don't stay nowhere near each other.
Right.
And then his junior and senior year, he stayed at Walter both years. So I mean, there's ways around working out what you need to work out. I just think it all comes back to how strong of a relationship you have with that partner, because we should not be trying to handcuff each other. And this is a touchy subject for me, because my son's mom before we got to the point where now, if she needed to move, I would have to be all right with that, as long as we're on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Now, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do and go to courts and all of that and work stuff out, because I'm the firm believer that, just like Ashley was saying, how things change based on who the partner is. Now let's go to court. Let's get this shit in right. Let's get it in right, because I don't want our emotions to change what the rules are. Because I could love you this month and miss you like hell this month, and then next month I don't want to see. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just being real with it, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? I'm an asshole, and I'm trying my best to get over that and do better with that. But yeah, I can see myself moving, and I can see my son's mom moving if she needs to. Now, as long as we got a good expectation of what that means up front, we can work it out, because it's just what it is. And I want us all to be great. I want you to be the best person you could be. I want you to be healthy mentally. I want you to be, you know what I'm saying? If what we went through here, if it became too out there and people visible and people started to see it, and you want to change your location because you feel like, man, all the people I mess with, I don't even rock with no more. Do what you got to do. If you feel like my family stay out here, and I want to get a bigger support system because my family stay out here, and I'm tired and I'm doing it by myself in Chicago where it's expensive. What do I look like stopping you from doing that? And vice versa, I should have the same expectation for myself. Go ahead, Herc.
So I didn't. So I left my daughter to go to school. You know, my daughter lives in Mobile, Alabama. I went to school in Meridian, Mississippi, and then I graduated from Rush College in Holly Springs. And then I came to Memphis. So
I know
that's
some
how
of your people out there, boy.
So that's how I ended up, where I am now. Would I move from my daughter again? Possibly. I'm kind of like Tim. Like if the situation is right, the time is right, the money's right, and it's a better opportunity for me to make things better for her in the long run, then let's do it. I.e., like literally earlier this year, and it's still kind of in the talks now. Moving to Texas, which is instead of 6 hours from my daughter, is 9 hours away from my daughter now. On the drive.
Hey, Herc, pull your camera down just a little bit.
Atlanta's an option. That's 5 hours from my daughter, as opposed to 6. But and that's just if I decide to drive. Of course, it's quicker if I fly. But if the opportunity presents itself for me to move to better things for my children, yeah, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna do it. And I would just have to sit down and explain to them, like, hey, I know it seems like I'm uprooting you from everything that you know and everything that you're used to, but I promise you this is for the betterment of everybody involved. You, your brother, your sisters, and all that. So to make a long story short, yeah, I would. Would I want to?
No.
But
now, Herc, let me get you on this one, because if I were to move, I would probably be trying to move closer to my daughter at this point in time in my life, because she's been she's 2,000 miles away. She's on a whole other part of the country. I'm in Chicago, she in LA, and it is a struggle. It is a struggle. I think about her daily. It's a struggle to be a dad and can't protect your daughter.
It is. Like
it's a struggle to know, like, if something happened, I can only be there after the fact.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, true, not to cut you off, but true story. Like, my daughter, she had some words with her mom. They just didn't necessarily agree. My daughter was like, "Man, fuck this. I'm leaving," and call herself running away.
I can't even run to you.
Like, no, I mean, she literally ran, whatever. And I didn't find out till like 2 hours later. And like the feeling of that feeling of helplessness is
Come on,
real.
Doc. Come on,
Like,
Doc.
damn, like even if I could help, I'm still a 6-hour drive before I even touch the city. And if something were to happen, I'm already 6 hours behind.
Yep.
I'm in this case 8 because I ain't found out till like 2 hours later. So like that feeling of helplessness is real. So if it's like would I move? Yeah. If it was to be if I could be closer, yeah. Or like you said, if I could work out a deal where, hey, you spend a year in Alabama with your mama, you spend a year here with me, or we meet somewhere in the middle. So be it. But like that, like you said, that feeling of helplessness where you can't protect your child, man. And then and it's even with my son, like he's here in Memphis, but he's still 30 minutes away.
Yeah. Yeah.
My two daughters that are here, like, yeah, I have I have easier access to them. But if I'm at work, I can get to them a little bit quicker. But it's still kind of like that as a parent, or especially as a father, that feeling of not being able to just like bring in an action.
Mm-hmm.
That shit hurt.
It hurts. And another thing that hurts Herc is when man, when you figure out, like, as a dad, that you ain't got that sway that the mother got. The mother got that sway on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and meaning, like, when you start getting into the nitty-gritty of it, and your lawyer tell you, you can't do nothing about who she had that baby around. Well, I ain't even like this nigga. Me and this nigga was into it.
So what? That's her decision.
Is anything happening to the baby? Can you prove any harm?
They tell you don't have any decision. I've heard a lot. Well, maybe this is just on the Caucasian side. I have heard a lot of people have within their custody agreement to where you cannot introduce anybody new to your children before the mothers or the fathers meet them first.
Now,
if it's any agreement,
if it's an agreement, I've heard like people have agreements like that, but it's
Caucasian though.
It is, and I'm gonna be 100. Like, and this is just me speaking as a non-custodial parent. Y'all know what that means. That means you the other parent. Unless you go to court and you got some shit on paper,
it don't matter.
Listen to me carefully, ladies and fellas, because there are some ladies out there that ain't got their kids, and y'all, and I know y'all be hollering, daddies ain't shit, but some of y'all mamas ain't either.
Yes.
But if you are the non-custodial parent and you don't have nothing on on paper with a court,
yeah,
you don't mean shit.
Shit. Not a
period.
Motherfucking thing. Not a motherfucking
like, and that custodial parent knows it.
Yeah. They know. We know.
Like, they know. Like, hey, you can sit there and talk all you want to.
You can be upset all you want to. Don't matter.
Don't mean shit.
Matter. And here's the other thing about it is it's different for us as Black people, because like you said, I talk to a lot of Caucasians because they handle their shit the right way and don't get offended when a motherfucker go to the court, because they know, like, this is what we got to do to make sure our shit is straight. Or at least some of them do. As Black people, we used to, we got people talking about they separated, they never went to court.
You
How the
ain't
hell you
lying. They
separate?
be separated. My mom and daddy was separated for 15 years. I was like, how you not having divorce for 15 years and y'all talking about
Even
we legally separate? No,
separation,
y'all ain't. Ain't nobody
even
went to court.
even separation is on the docket at your court. Forget divorce, separate. Separate is on there. Being legally separated is a thing. And people will be like, you know, I'm not gonna say my situation, but I this ain't me. This is somebody I know. You know what I mean? Somebody I met before, long time ago. You know what I'm saying? And they were still married at the time when they had a child, not knowing, because we don't know the law. We don't know the law. You're not legally separated. You have a child with and you still legally married because y'all ain't went through the court to say y'all separated or filed divorce, which are two different things. That baby is assumed to be the baby of your husband that you might not have been with for a long time. We
Oh
know.
yeah, and
We don't be knowing
and
that as black people. We be like, we separated. We've been together 8 years.
And in Tennessee too, if your husband has a baby and the mother of that baby puts him on child support, the wife can be responsible for the child support, even if y'all are separated,
Come on,
but not
somebody.
legally.
Come on, Doc. You gotta learn these. And then when you bring it to the situation, you bring it to the table, people will get offended. Oh, you didn't got the courts all involved. You didn't did this. Hey, this is how it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to get the court involved. This ain't no disrespect. This ain't me trying to make your life worse. This is us being able to move amicably forward and not allow our emotions, like we touched on earlier, to adjust what's happening. But also, we ignorant out here a lot of times because we don't know what the law is. We don't know what's supposed to happen. A lot of we just moving, from the advice of our uncle or our grandmama or something like that. You know what I mean? We ain't moving. We ain't got no real friends that's gonna say, "Hey man, you need to go take care of your shit." Exactly. And you out here living foul because you still married. You need to get that. Oh man, we ain't been together for years. No, you need to get a real separation. You need to put this
shit on paper because they finna come after your ass.
You know what I'm saying? Like you not doing something fair to your partner right now, even while y'all, and that comes from why you still in a relationship. Let alone after, now you got friction with this person, and you ain't cool with it. We just got to get some knowledge out here, man, and be able to move and respect each other. You know what I mean? I think that's what Ashley wants out of her. Just, hey, look, I know this lady might feel this way about this. Be man enough to have these conversations and stand up for what it is. And then if we do things the right way, it's not really going to be an argument. Because when you take shit to the court and the court say what it is, this ain't my preference. This ain't your preference. They helped us make a decision. And we got to be all right with getting some mediation. You know what I'm saying? Having somebody come. Because too many times folks get so offended. Oh, I don't want nobody in my business. And look, we ain't getting along. We could barely talk. We could barely stand each other's side of each other. We need to bring somebody in here. You know what I'm saying? If I got a lawyer that's my aunt, I got a lawyer that's family, or you got somebody that's licensed to mediate us, we got to stop being like, no, I don't want your auntie up here. My auntie a real lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to
maybe not your auntie because I ain't like the way she made that potato salad.
No, man.
My auntie don't put no raisins in no potato salad, bro.
We need somebody at your auntie firm that's not gonna talk to your auntie because your auntie don't know how to make potato salad.
Tim, I totally agree with what you said though. Like sometimes we do have to get the court involved. And it's not necessarily all the time because that's something that we want to do, but sometimes that's just how it works out. I know for years, you guys, I went without any type of help. And I'm gonna tell you something, maybe I was a little dull in the head, but at the time I think I only wanted $200 a month, and that's for 3 kids, right? So let's just do this $200.
You was a good baby mama.
What the what?
You was a good baby mama.
$200 a month, and as they grow up, we know that they'll need more. But if you could just help me, the $200 a month at the time, I think it was really just for food because, of course, you know, I tried to get them little food stamps, but the people said you make too much, God, that
You
I ain't
make too
flowing
much
like
money,
that.
baby.
So
Yeah.
bring me this $200 a month, you know, help me get what they need, and I'm okay with that. However, it got to a point where, we've come a long way. Don't get me wrong. It got to a point though where he wouldn't even do that. So this is funny, guys. Okay, follow me. He wouldn't even do that, right? So for 2 years straight, child support was in behind him trying to serve him papers. Could never catch him at his house. Nowhere. Nothing worked. Okay, 2 years straight. 2018, they finally served him. And I remember this like it was yesterday because I feel like that was the moment that God blessed me beyond recognition and more than anything I could have ever asked for. Okay, listen to me now. I went to court because according to him, his attorney told him he didn't have to show up. In 2018, when I went to court and the judge was sitting there talking about his money and what he made a year in 2018, this man was already at like $68,000 a year and wouldn't even give me $200 a month, right? They retro paid him 1 year, one year, $65,000. I kid you not, $65,000 for 1 year. Retroed him, right? Set my child support order at $13.48 a month with an additional $100 on top of that $13.48 a month. And
Wow.
every his job that he worked at, the quarterly bonuses were so good that they took a percentage of that, and at least 3 or 4 times a year, I got an additional $3,000 to $4,000 at one time coming off of his bonuses. I said that to say
The
this.
$200.
Listen, I said that to say this. When a person is asking you for the bare minimum, do it. Do it.
Do it. Do
I
it.
was not asking you for. I wasn't asking you for $400 and $500, $300 a month. I was asking you for none of that. I asked you for the bare minimum. Okay, so
And
listen.
they
So
charge them
fast
seven
forward.
times.
There you go. Fast forward to now. So he's been having trouble because the arrearage was on his credit report, right? So guys, even with that, I still was like, you know what? Let me just see what I can do in Tennessee where I can see if I can write a letter or something. You know, you can write a letter and tell them that you want the arrears removed. However, the other parent has to pay consistently for 1 year. If they do not pay consistently the entire order, it will not be removed, right? So once we found that out, I kid y'all not, I went up there this year and was like, you know what? What do I got to do to just take them off of child support? Because it's not that I need him or wanted him to ever have to financially struggle to make ends meet on top of doing for them, but I wanted him to do what he needed to and what he had to do, right? But God said, hold on. He wasn't done. He wasn't done, right? So that's this year. This year, in June, I tried to get him taken off of child support completely. I'm like, look, you've been doing good. Even with what you give me, you have still been doing good. You get them, you do this, you do that, right, y'all? But listen, I know how he operates. So, hold on, I'm about to make you laugh. Lost that job, right? I have been getting $100 a week now. Okay, I'm not tripping. I'm still getting something. You hear me? I'm getting something. It's better than you not doing anything. But at the same time, even with me going back to getting that $100 a week, if I call, keep in mind your kids play sports. Your daughter's on the cheerleading team, $250 just to even handle all that. Your
Come
son's on
on.
the basketball team, which means shoes, jersey, uniform. Okay, so
Come
I'm
on.
being realistic. So even with that, I say, You know, the kids need extra, you know, help me get groceries this week, do something. You get $125. And you mean to tell me you still need help? So you know what I said? I said, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Since you gonna act like that now, we gonna let them arrears keep building up. We gonna let you keep getting behind in them child support payments. And I'm not gonna be there to save you anymore because every time I try to give you a little leeway,
Take them out.
it's a
Give
smack in my face.
Give a nigga some rope, they think they're a cowboy.
Woo! So I'm not saying anything.
Okay. This is the part of the show where I need y'all to turn up your radios. Or turn, however you listening to this, turn it up. This is to Ashley's child's father.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
Sir, I don't know who you are. I don't know who know you. But whoever is close to this young man, please, for the love of God, grab him by his neck.
No.
And shake him and tell him, hey, get your shit straight.
Look here, man.
If I could pay $125 a week and that would be it, I would be happy.
I got some. Her, you envious of that? I got one that's supposed to pay $153 a month, and the other was supposed to pay $248 a month, and I don't get nothing from neither one of them. They paying pennies.
I mean,
a month.
Look, this is how I know I pay child support. Like, it come out my check. My payroll people emailed me personally and said, hey, due to an error, child support payments were not made last week. We sorry. We gonna double it up. And I said, you motherfuckers.
You motherfuckers.
Like, y'all fucking with good shit now. Like, pay the woman her money so she, you know, so she'll whoop my ass. So if you on child support, ladies or fellas, just pay it.
Hey, look here, man. What I'm gonna tell you is, you know, we talking about a whole stream of things that go along with, you know, there's a lot of dudes out here who ain't. It's the same reason why you get a guy, he started making 55,000, 60,000, 63,000, 65,000, and you be like, you could do more. Ladies be like, you could do more, and they be like, I'm good where I'm at. It's because
niggas know.
Niggas ain't used to making money. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't used to. I love my daddy. My daddy, awesome daddy, was at every event, everything I ever went to in my life. My mama made 6 figures. My dad never made over 55,000 in his life. You know what I'm saying? So once I hit 60,000, shit, I didn't made it. What we talking about is a whole epidemic across our race is what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Where at one point in time, women were taught to keep pursuing and keep growing. And same difference between me and my sister. Well, me and my sister 3 years older than me. I was super talented in school. Super talented. Sleep in class, wake me up during class, ask me a question about what you're teaching right now in class. I'm gonna get it right. My sister, she had to work.
Seen it happen.
She had to work. You know what I'm saying? She had to work hard. When she was in 9th grade, I was in 6th grade, I was helping her with her math. But she knew how to put up. Here's the difference. And Herc noticed when I was in high school, everybody knew I was a dope baseball player. I was a pretty good football player, but everybody knew Tim Jackson played baseball. What they didn't know, even though I was smart, when I went to college, I didn't fill out not one college application. I didn't do not one. My mother and my sister took care of all my business. You get what I'm saying? We raised in a community like that. So guys, we not used to carrying the load. That's why guys be afraid to make decisions. They ain't really afraid. They just ain't never did it. And they trust in you because they know you done got used to making decisions. All right, baby. Cool. I'm down. That come back to the question I asked earlier, and I don't want to get too much off topic. But when I said, can you exchange them hats? Can you let him lead and he let you lead? Because we are really a community where you like, I want that nigga to lead. He don't know nothing about leading shit. He don't know nothing. He can't plan a party because he gonna forget the decorations. He ain't gonna call the goddamn caterer. He ain't gonna make sure that come on.
He got mama and them to help him plan the party. Yeah, you right.
I did that too, but I did it myself.
Am I speaking true? I ain't lying now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying some of these shortcomings that's in our community. Just like I said before, we not looking at it as he ain't never did that. We looking at it as that nigga a piece of shit. He don't want to do it. He don't want it. Maybe he just don't know how. I'm brilliant. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I'm brilliant. I'm God's child. I'm smart as hell. I'm talented. I can sing. I can words. I can write. There's not nothing I never did that I can't do. And I know that about myself. You want to know what I can't do? Want to know what I can't do, ladies?
What?
The fine print. The fine print. The business of it. I got a band that's extremely successful. I wanted my son's mom. She's a seller. She's best seller I ever seen in my life. She can sell you anything. She can sell you motherfucking ice cube in a snowstorm. She can do it all. She forced me, you know what I'm saying, to take care of my own business. Because I'm the talent. That's what I want to be. That's what the men want to be. We want to be the talent. We want to be that NBA player that got the girlfriend that's running up behind him with his bag and his shoes and this and that and handling everything. That's what we want. That's what we want. We want to be able to do what we do and the lady fill in all the gaps. But then when you become the single dad, you got to fill in gaps. Or at least your lady would like for you to fill in gaps. But a lot of times, we not doing that because that's not what we used to. And then the pressure falls back on y'all. And we love y'all because y'all beautiful and y'all so brilliant, you know.
Hey,
but
you've been hyping up the ladies real tough today.
Hey, I'm just got to be honest. I just got to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got my discrepancies with ladies, but we ain't talking relationships. We talking about parenting. So on the parenting tip, y'all are blessed. Y'all got it more natural than us because y'all pay more attention to detail. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said earlier it's a trip to hear when you hear a woman or a man talk about how their mother's shortcomings. Because their mother's shortcomings, that's not usual what happens. You know what I'm saying? Usually it's the father that's not stepping up to the plate. You know what I'm saying? But when it's the mom, you be like, that's a little different. You know what I mean? Because they're usually raised more to nurture you but it depends on how your mom was previously and all of that. But just saying all that to say that we love y'all and we trying our best. We sometimes we just niggas, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's forward for you because you said that y'all can't do it, but you said it before. It's not that y'all can't do it. You never had to do it. Nobody ever made you do it. So it's in y'all, but it's on us too to make y'all do it as the parents and as y'all women. And so
sometimes Kisha, I'm sorry to cut you off, because I went through this with my son's mom when she was trying to help me grow how I thought about work. You know what I mean? Like, she'd be like, you know, you doing this, you've been doing IT a long time. Why don't you write down all your skills for me? And then she write it down, and I write them down. She like, you know, you instead of making this 40,000, you could be making 80,000. Really? Yeah, I looked up some of these other jobs. So now, or with my business or whatever, you know, you should be doing this like this. And me, I'm the type of person that I might need you to walk me through it one time. I mean, hold my hand. I might need you to do it for me this first time, but hold my hand while you do it for me, so I know how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people ain't willing to do that. Sometimes people ain't willing to walk. Hey, let me teach you. Like, tell me like I'm 5 years old because I'm 36 years old and I ain't never did it. So it's not that I can't, I probably can, but do you have the patience to help me through this? You know what I'm saying? And when you see that deficiency in me, do you have the willingness to, like I said before, take that leader hat off when it's something that I'm saying, hey, maybe I should be leading on? Are you able to do that? You know what I'm saying? After having to teach me in a remedial way like that. You know, it's tough. It's tough. But we appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all loving women. You know, y'all trying y'all best. We trying our best too. I don't know about Herc though. Herc say fuck them.
I appreciate y'all. Y'all get on my nerves, but I appreciate y'all. We gonna go to break because we gotta pay some bills. So stay tuned for more Herc's World. We'll be right back.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. She swallowed it.
Welcome back to Herc's World. DA, make sure you look. DA, when you edit that shit, make sure that comes first, and then like don't edit that shit out. Make sure that plays before I come back. Welcome back to Herc's World. I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, The Big Hurt, and if she says I'm not, she probably that hoe's a liar and she probably swallows. Thanks, Tim. That's my new shit. We're talking co-parenting, man. It's been a great episode, but now it's time for my favorite part of the show. And this is before we get to my favorite part of the show, Kisha, you got a question? What's up?
Would let the other partner, the other parent, meet the significant other before you let them meet the child? Like, why people have problems?
Because maybe that nigga ain't too serious about that other part yet. You know what I mean? I don't know if everybody heard the question. He said, "Why?"
I didn't hear the question. What was the question?
He said, "Why is niggas tripping about letting your lady meet the other significant partner, and all of that?" Because, and I'll let you hit this one too. Is because maybe he ain't maybe he got somebody that's helping him and being around him and being around the kid, and they got an agreement. We ain't in a relationship. She just nice. She just love the kid. She just love kids. She just nice. She just helping him because he trying to make it. It sound like bullshit. It sound like bullshit. But want to know what bullshit gonna be when that lady meet this other lady? Because now it's gonna be all these. It can become that, and I know that as a man, sometimes that can make you a little apprehensive. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, big dog? I see you out there, man. Your lady been talking about you all day.
No, I haven't. Don't tell him that.
She said he perfect.
Everything. When you listen to this, when you gonna be like, damn,
she
gave
like,
me all my flowers and some.
You gonna be like, girl, I knew it. I knew you love me, girl.
But no, so when it comes to meeting significant others for me.
Hold on. Go back to it. Y'all seen it.
Say it again.
Hold on. It's a lot of feedback coming from y'all's end.
I said all I hear is yelling.
Yeah,
you can hear me.
So
yeah, I got you.
We get you now.
All I hear is yelling. I don't hear none of this stuff.
Stop yelling at that man and listen.
You better make sure he know how much you love him, girl.
Stop yelling at that man and listen.
And giving him the bad, you know what I mean? You know, that ain't fair.
Stop yelling at that man and listen. We know who wear the pants, and we know he be looking out for you. Stop all that yelling.
Yeah. Hey, did you see that answer right there? Is black man all over America? They be thinking they fucking up, and they woman be loving them. We be like, God damn, can I do anything right? Can I do anything right? The whole
time she love his dirty drawers. But to answer your question, for me personally, sometimes it's just niggas ain't shit, and niggas have ulterior motives. Like I used to be that dude. Like, you better not have no dude around my daughter and all the other shit. And then I realized, you know what? I can't control nothing. I ain't even. I'm 200, 300 miles away.
Can't
So
do a
I don't
damn thing.
control shit. I can't do nothing. But then I had to realize, like, hey, you know what? Who am I to stop my child's mother from obtaining any type of happiness outside of me? So I need her to be happy so that my child can be happy, and that came with maturity.
I think you
Um,
touched on some hot shit right there.
you know
You said a mouthful.
that came with a lot of maturity. It came with a lot of you ain't shit, and it came with a lot of, you know what? I got a new girlfriend anyway, so I don't really give a shit. So, but no, it just comes down to it all comes down to respect. And like, and I know a lot of people be like, oh, I still, oh, you still talk to your baby mama, you still talk to your baby daddy, y'all still doing stuff. That's not necessarily always true,
Yep.
because my baby mama will tell you straight up, I don't want him and he don't want me. My
Yep.
ex-wife will tell you, I don't want him and he don't want me.
Yeah. Don't name
Um,
no more bodies, bro. You ain't gonna get nobody else. Don't do that.
look, them the only two. Them the only two I'm worried about. Them the only two I got. But they will tell you, I don't want him and he don't want me. As long as he doing what he's supposed to do for my kids, he good in my book. If he start fucking up, then we got a problem. But once I realized, like, they don't that shit that sailed, and I got mature, it was a whole lot easier to be like, hey man, just make sure the dudes we bring around my child got some sense. Because if
And
they don't, then I got a problem and I gotta go to jail.
And here's the thing is with that hurt, you know what I mean? Like, and this is for both sides, men and women. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a man, so I'm gonna say women. Make sure you letting your yeses be your yeses and your no's be your no's. Meaning, like, don't. Once again, this ain't me. This is somebody I know from a long time ago. Long time ago. You know, they was with somebody, and while they was with somebody, their ex-husband was the enemy. You know what I'm saying? They hated this nigga. Wanted that nigga to hate this nigga. Hate him. Then when they broke up, she dropping the kid off with the ex-husband. Whoa.
Don't you hate that nigga?
Thought we
You
hated
hate
him.
right.
Thought he was a problem. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's on men and women's side. Like, don't bring confusion into things because you're not really speaking truthfully at the moment. And that comes from like always having to be right about everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we ain't work out because that nigga was the worst nigga. Oh, we ain't work out because she did this and that. Come on, man. Let's be honest, man. You know what I'm saying? If she was doing all that, you still was with her. You still put that baby up in her. You know what I'm saying? And then it didn't work out after that baby got put in there. Where your guilt at? You know what I'm saying? And
where are your faults?
Where are your faults? You know what I'm saying? So it's just being real about what your situation is, and then being empathizing, not sympathetic. Don't nobody want no sympathy. We don't give a fuck. You're an adult, but empathizing and understanding what other people are going through at that time. You know what I'm saying? And what they try your best. To me, I try my best to be transparent as much as I can without hurting my partner. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an honest person. Like, when I'm lying, you can see it in my face. You know what I mean? Like, I hate lying. I hate holding back information because I don't know how you're going to react or whatever excuse I give myself for not being honest. Because generally it's an excuse. But just making sure that we're trying to be as upfront and giving of information without hiding so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we grow our tribe. You know what I'm saying? Because some shit that you say to somebody that might piss them off right now, that same shit might be what bring y'all together 3, 4, 5, 10 years from now, to where it's like, yeah, these my kids, and this they half brother or half sister, and they family got other kids. But when we do a trip every year, or we come together every year, which is stuff that we just don't even see as Black people. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, are we able to get over that enough to where we can actually build a tribe? Like I was telling y'all before, I got a homegirl where all the kids that ain't her kids, she got 7 kids by the man, but them other 7 come through her crib every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, or whenever the hell they feel like it. You know what I'm saying? And they all feel like brothers and sisters and feel like family because she don't make them feel awkward. Are we able to get to that point? You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's a really interesting thing to be able to have. You know what I mean?
Well, can I say so? I think a lot of it is a lot of the situations that we're in, whether it's currently, whether it's in the past, or whatever it is, they would be so much better if we would take the blinders off from the beginning. Okay. A lot of times we overlook things because we are so caught up and we're so in love, right? And so then we end up in Ashley's situation where you have 3 kids by somebody that you just like, what the hell was I thinking? You know what I'm saying? Like, I
That
thank God
Johnson
for
was
my
good.
cousins, but we're just gonna be realistic about it. Like, what was I thinking? Okay, like if I would have
That,
taken the blinders off,
Yeah.
I would have kept my legs closed. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
you was digmatized. That's all.
Well, you
I was for about 3 kids, and then it
well,
went away.
Ashley, think about us as Black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about us as Black people. Even the people we knew that, you know what I'm saying? My parents been married 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably gonna get pissed at me for saying. Ask me how many of them they've been happy. You know what I'm saying? Like she ain't
Right.
even
about
happy. Not
about
happy about they.
22.
Oh shit, man. Let me tell you something, Herc. We both lying if we saying that. We both, because them old school niggas, they wasn't learning. They wasn't having no emotional release. Niggas was getting told to go out to work. Ladies was getting told something else, and they in the house living unhappy as hell for 40 years. And then we looking, I want something like my grandmama. Well, your granddaddy used to go out every night, and your grandmama just dealt with it, and they stayed together. This 2023, you can't go out like your granddaddy. And your faithfulness of coming home be enough for her. This is 2023. It don't work like that. You know what I'm
And
saying?
not only that, granddaddy dealt with women who knew their place and stayed in their place. Do you hear me? Granddad ain't got to worry about Sally them coming trying to tell granddaddy something about his relationship because Sally knew to stay in her place.
Come on, we don't do this. Don't open this pool up like this. I told you I was a hoe for a long time. I was a hoe for years. 10 years I was a hoe. I've been out here. So don't get me started on this.
Are you reformed now?
No.
Oh, okay. Hey, I tell people
I'm refreshed because I'm out of the relationship.
that fool said I'm refreshed.
Oh shit! But I'm respectful. I love ladies. I'm honest, man. And being 36, look here. I get way more action than I got in my 20s because I ain't got a lot. You know what I'm saying? Look here, baby. I take care of my kids. I got my own stuff. Hey, I'm looking for a good time. I'm not trying to disrespect you. This is what I can do. This is what I won't do. And the more I get closer to understanding what I want, what I need, what I will do, what I won't do, the better my life goes. You know what I mean? It's hard though. And Herc, it's hard. I know Big Dog over there looking in the camera. I know he know it's hard when you got to tell your lady, hey, I'm not doing that. It's hard not to be like, well, baby. It's hard to stand up and be like, we not doing that.
It is. Ladies. Let me put this in simpler terms. That man said he's 36. He got his own spot. He take care of his kids. Slide in his DMs. He may be able to
Lord.
help you out.
To my son's mom, I did not condone that
Look.
message. You know what I mean? I love you. You know.
Look.
Hey, let's not fight.
Now look. I tell folks to slide folks DMs all the time, just for the simple fact that that's what
how
I
much
like
credit I'm gonna get for counteracting that. You know what I'm saying? You know how much credit I'm gonna get for that?
About one hug.
None.
Exactly. Because hey, it is what it is, and it's not a bad thing. Slide the man DMs. He may be able to show you a good time, not for a long time, but a good time, not for a long time.
Oh Lord, no! Come on, don't do that. Don't do that.
What? I'm just being honest.
Not for a long time. What you trying to say?
Look, everybody.
Not for a long time.
Not wait, because I mean, unless you're just trying to get married again.
No, I ain't
trying
to get married, but I'm just saying. I mean, it lasts a little while. Don't get me started. Ashley, I see you over there.
I gotta do like you heard what he said. He looking for a good time.
Oh God,
not for a long time.
Oh, don't get me started, boy.
So, but no, it is time for my favorite part of the show. It is songs you should not have been singing as a kid. This has quickly become my favorite part of the show just because it takes me down a trip of memory lane about, damn, like I gotta think of a song every week to be like, I was out here real reckless singing this shit with like chest out and everything. This week's song is a personal favorite of mine. It is by none other than the Yin Yang Twins, and it features a special artist by the name of Avant. This one's called Bedroom Boom, and it's the songs you should not have been singing as a kid. This how you come on. Listen, baby. Sometimes I know I be playing. Satisfied old shit. I'm a grown ass man. Is we fucking or what? Okay, that's all we can play because we don't need YouTube to flag the video. But if you have not heard that song in a while, it is called Bedroom Boom by the Yin Yang Twins featuring Avant. But if y'all just listen to the very beginning of the song, he said exactly what Tim said, just he said exactly what Tim said. Listen, baby. I ain't for all that bullshit. I'm a grown ass man. Let you understand, I like the fuck. We ain't got nothing to discuss. I'm simply trying to bust a nut.
Come on, Doc. Come on, preach.
It don't get no simpler than that.
Speak very clearly.
It's 2023.
Talk nice to me, baby. Talk nice.
You can say like, look, women, men, you can say things to you can say things like that in a respectable way. And if that person, agrees to it, cool. If they don't, like J. Cole said, it's a whole bunch of fish in the sea. You got to worry about that. So that's my song of the week. But as always, got to go around the panel. Let me get one song you should not have been singing as a kid. We'll start with let's start with Tim.
Can I play mine?
Sure.
Chop it up with the dial. Do you want shot down, baby? You know what I'm saying? Play that Twister.
Is it playing?
Teaching every nigga how to be a pimp.
Hey, Poe Pimpin' was that shit.
Poe Pimpin'. Come on now. Don't do
Poe
it to me
Pimpin'
now.
was this shit.
Poe Pimpin', baby. Yo, riding on the school bus. Saying that in
Poe
4th
Pimpin'.
grade. You know what I'm saying? P-I-M-P. Oh, we checking these chicks' biology. Obviously.
Well, ain't this some shit? Okay. Kisha, song you know you should not have been singing as a kid. What you got?
H-Town, they like it slow. They like it slow. Pumping fast and
Ma'am.
She took it back. I just say H-Town.
Oh.
Oh God. Oh God.
Wow.
Girl, you look 29 and you saying something that's definitely in the 45 range. You know what I'm saying?
What you know about H-Town?
37 and proud of it.
What you know about H-Town? Okay. Ashley, what's one song you know you should not have been singing as a kid?
She can't say it because her daughter right there.
You got send the kids out the room for a second and tell us.
Look,
See, you gotta wait.
I'm in her room. She gonna put me out before I put her out.
Oh well, you gotta say it now.
No. A song that I sang as a kid that I know I shouldn't have been singing. Gotta be what's that I can I don't see nothing wrong.
I almost said that.
Bump and grind. Bump and grind. Okay.
I almost said that.
Bump and grind.
See.
I almost said that one. For real.
That's
what about
it,
that
though.
Ludacris? Hey, Herc, you know you was doing that that Ludacris I wanna lit
Oh, that was
from your
that was last
That
week.
was the song.
That was last week's song.
down to the flow. And I wanna you make it so good. I
wanna leave. But no, that was last week's song. So last week was What's Your Fantasy? This week was Bedroom Boom by the Yin Yang Twins. And those are songs you know you should not have been singing as a kid. But we're gonna go to our last break. We'll be right back. More Herc's World. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back to Herc's World. I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, the Big Herc. And if she says I'm not,
that whole line.
That whole line. All right, man. So we've had a great, entertaining conversation about co-parenting. Part 2, in my opinion, got a little spicier than part 1. Not saying part 1 was bad, but part 2 got a little spicier, and part 3 will probably be spiciest. If we can get the right people at the right time in the right place. We might need the National Guard for part 3.
Oh my word!
Yeah, we're gonna try to figure it out though.
Did you just say hide your kids, hide your wife, Herc? You know what I'm saying? For part 3?
You might hide everybody. But no, this is the part of the show where, of course, I thank my guests for coming on and kicking it with me and being open and honest and transparent. And this is also a part of the show where you kind of promote yourself, anything you got coming up. So promote anything you got coming up, where they can find you on social media if you want to be found, and a quote you live by. Ashley, we'll let you kick things off.
All right, guys. So if you would like to follow me on social media, my Facebook is Ashley M. LeSueur. That is LeSueur. On Instagram, it is the Sensual Love Teacher. I am available for all bookings for weddings and parties. I am an artist. I do sing. And I am open to come do your events if you're in the Memphis, Tennessee area. If you're in the Mississippi area, Dallas, Texas area, wherever you are, hit your girl up and I would do my best to be there. Other than that, I thank you, Big Herc, for having me on. I've definitely enjoyed you guys. This has been very informative, but also fun. It's good to get together with other people and be able to definitely express how you feel, get different points of views, and just learn from different people. And just always remember, whether you're a man or a woman, man, it's okay. It's okay to listen. It's okay to be taught. But most importantly, it's always important to be heard. I love you guys.
Now, if that wasn't just the sweetest um ending, just so loving. Slide to her DMs. Keisha, what you got?
Okay, of course, I am Kisha and I am with BTM Business Solutions. I can be reached on Instagram and Facebook at BTMBS1. I am on YouTube as well with my Bigger Than Memphis podcast. Make sure you all check that out. And what I have upcoming next is my grand opening. So go follow me. The grand opening is on the 12th of November. If you're in the Memphis, Tennessee area, go to btmbs.com. Find me on Facebook or Instagram, BTMBS1. Stay in the know. Follow me. I follow back. I promise. And a quote that I live by is in my office. It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice.
That was smooth.
I will be at the grand opening. I don't know if you need me to do anything, I'm there, but I'll be there. So if nothing else, is to show support. Because you've helped me so much, and I really appreciate you. Cause
I should have stayed muted. Oh my
you
god.
dope, you so dope. But no, I will be at the grand opening. If you need me to do anything, I'm a phone call, a text message away. Tim, what you
First
got,
off,
man?
let me say, Big Herc, I appreciate you having me on, baby. You know, it's been a long time, bro. I love you. Kisha and Ashley, you guys are beautiful. I love black women. I love black people. You know, I love black people. Kisha, tell your husband, I love black people. What's up, y'all? And y'all down there in Memphis. That's why I went to UAPB, Texas Southern and UAPB. I'm a HBCU. I ain't get no degree though, but I sure kicked it, and all my time down there. Spent a lot of time in Memphis, and if Ashley, you singing, I need to link you with some of my people from UAPB so we can get some money, you know. But you can catch me at on Instagram, Tim MF Jackson. As you see here, I have a business, the Kingsguard LLC. I own my own band. We travel across the country, doing weddings and bar mitzvahs, and so we sing a lot of white stuff and black stuff. We end up, doing Hava Nagila Hava, all that stuff. My band's page is at the Kingsguard _. It's all one word, no space. What I would like to say and leave you guys with for me is I like what Ashley said. Let's make sure we're all learning from each other and teaching one another. Take your pride out of it and just know we're all trying our best out here. We're all trying our best. Love you guys. Talk to you later.
Man, shout out to everybody that has reached out to be a part of this co-parenting series, that has tried to be a part, that wants to be a part. So I really appreciate y'all. Shout out to
Herc,
my.
can I say one more thing? Herc, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
To both the mothers of my children, I love y'all, and y'all are great women, and I appreciate you guys so much. I hope that I haven't said anything to offend you guys. I really care about you and your well-being, and I love you. All right. I want to make sure I got that in. Cover yourself.
He's just trying to make sure that child support don't go up. Anyway. No, I'm playing. I'm just playing. No, but no, it to me it's always fun to connect with genuine people who have a story to tell, and they're going to be open and honest and transparent. It's always fun to connect with people that I, kind of grew up with, went to high school with. You know, y'all have kind of, if you haven't noticed, in the last maybe month and a half, um, I've kind of brought a circle of my Walter Lutheran brothers on. It started with Big Smooth, then we had Captain
Big
Pat on,
Smooth.
and now Tim's here. So I don't know who we got next, but let's just say somebody else is coming. As you can see above my head, if you're watching on YouTube, commercial spot started $25 per episode. So if you want to promote your business, promote your event, promote your brand, whatever you want to promote, commercial started $25. If you want to sponsor the mini mix, because we do need a mini mix sponsor, that starts at $125. Sponsored for the whole month. And this month, you know what? I'm feeling a little generous. If you sponsor the mini mix, I'll let you help pick the music, which means you can tell Casual how to do his job. But no, mini mix sponsorship started $125. Commercial spot started $25. As always, if you don't work, you don't eat. You got to crawl before you can walk, walk before you can run, and man, run before you can fly. I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, The Big Herc. Until you next time, you see my face and hear my voice. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Herc out.
Hey, Big Herc, good job, baby. You're doing your thing out here, boy. We see you working, staying diligent, and staying focused. You know what I'm saying? Kisha, we see you out here. Ashley, we see you. It's hard to keep them businesses going and being committed to the consistency of working hard every single day. Herc, I see you, man. You've been doing your thing for a long time. A lot of people been trying to do podcasts, and they ain't got the due diligence to stay with it, bro. We see you out here, baby. I'm just letting you know. I want to give you your flowers right now. Coming all the way from Chi-Town, baby. We love you out here. Let's go.
Love, bro.
Yeah.